So this is what I kind of just want to bring to just return these memory cards. Just September 2025 now. Um, so just the QR code is on here, and then just a pocket camera just in case there might be something interesting. I really don't have to. The bike pump. Only thing wrong or something. I tested it. Is this tip has both of the Schrader and the regular valve, and it's going to be tough. Like, I mean, if I pump it, I would actually, and this connects. So hopefully, and I think when I pump it, air comes out of both. So I might have to cover one of the holes while, or just find a special fitting maybe to cover while pumping. This pump is supposed to be pretty strong. It's got a high PSI. The advertising said 165, but I guess this could go at least to 90. And I've always wanted one of these, and it was at a good price. So, and this looks just the same as back in the days. Finished up a few things. Alright, so I painted the bottom, and this I'm going to clear coat it with some of the silicone and water. So I've got some of the one of my newer things that I learned. So I'm going to try to clear coat it as soon as. Sometimes spray paint doesn't dry all the way. It might take like 2 hours sometimes, and it's doing that right now. So after that, I'm going to spray paint it one more time and then clear coat it. And people might wonder why I didn't use plastic. I tried that, but the plastic will move around and it'll get stuck into the paint. So it's really, just on preference and things like that. I didn't tape any. I poked a couple of holes. I don't know if you can see them, but they're kind of on the top because the camera goes on the left side right there. So I could tie a zip tie. I measured off. It's probably 2.5 each side. So basically, yeah, uh, got painted the back side first, and then I thought I could keep some of the original color, the pink and things, but eventually some of the overspray and stuff, kind of made me paint it like this. Having a paint booth would be pretty good, which I do have. While spray painting, I got some of the black paint on some of this plastic, and then I mixed in some of the shoe goo. So right here, you kind of see I put one layer of shoe goo on first, and then with the mixed paint and shoe goo, it's really not this was kind of bare and things like that. It's really not like perfect or anything, and with the flash, I could really see some spots that I could really smoothen out and stuff. So, but I really don't want moving on to the next stuff, which is pretty much organizing and putting stuff away. Kind of figuring out other situations for. It's going to take some time for kind of just keep things. So yeah, I'm going to actually do some more sealing with some pants and a couple of pants, exploring pants. I'm going to spray on some sealer and stuff like that to just keep fabric like this more water resistant, so that it's not as uncomfortable. So it'll be a lot more comfortable and stuff. I'm going to, a rope situation. After I figured out some of the wiring and some of the items like paper clips, I actually need to order stuff if I can, and even this to help guide some of the loops. But I'm going to edit some of the, my design for creating a pretty good clip, but and also finished epoxy. I added hard 5-minute epoxy on some of the rips. So I've got some of the shoes siliconed. I use aluminum cans that I had sitting around, kind of propped them in, and then I got to wedge it in, and then you know, strained everything out so that the silicone and everything. So this is just silicone in certain areas, like the top of the foot, which is pretty good. Some of the tongue areas, and then just up here, like underneath, is only the silicone. And the same thing with the other shoe. Pretty much have some, you know, aluminum cans to fit in there, and just only mainly gel silicone the front, just in case, you know. And then I've got to find some good laces. And then while spray painting, I got some of the black paint on finishing up siliconing. I put silicone, use cans, and then just kind of gathering items for the dental stuff. So I put the gel. Last time I called it glue and stuff, but I put gel, basically just silicone. So you kind of see the can there. Kind of have to put it towards the top at an angle and then like push down on the can. And so I got a few items for the dental stuff. These get a pair of small pliers, and then but I want to show you guys pretty much the first part of the design. A few items for the dental stuff. I'm showing off a couple of the mainly like shoes or just the other repairs. I need to spray paint this, so I put holes on top of there so I could attach like a zip tie or something. I need a finished shoe going, but I need to spray paint this. And I kind of was digging around the bag, kind of that's where I put my dental stuff. So I'm just, you know, kind of sorting out and organizing stuff. That's empty. So any random cool things, I have other special items, containers and stuff. I basically checking every box. So I kind of did was sort out this area. I put all the cameras and tablets, you know, cushion things, you know, some of the random items, and you know, just got some sorting out and finishing up stuff to do. This is kind of a really, I bought this for like $15 or $16. I could tell that the motor in there might be kind of like a small, so this is for really light duty and stuff. And these Dremel bits, you know, they're all the same. It's just, and the same thing with these dental items. So you know, I just need one case and things, but I kind of just, and you know, these are a lot lighter compared to these ones. So, and there's probably two in that. So I could probably just use one case of, you know, I just need one case and things, but I kind of just, and you know, these are a lot lighter compared to these ones. So, and there's probably two in that. So I could probably just use one case of each and things like that. I could put this Dremel into this cardboard box and stuff. But you know, just this stuff that I had, just dental floss and some. There's actually some rubber plastic tubing, which is for an airline or something. But I'm pretty sure I could have brought in the paper. Have another device to, you know, swap out the battery or something like that. Keep running. And after that, it's pretty much just handling other stuff, I think. So it's really complicated to describe, like the up and stuff. It did start to crash. I think the battery, something's wrong. It's not being detected and things. It's a really good laptop. It's got 6 GB of RAM, a 1 TB hard drive, which is pretty much like, you know, and it's a laptop. The screen, and I mean, it'll power on, but after, you know, an hour or two and things like that, it will start to crash. And basically, I could take out the hard drive and then, you know, buy a docking station or use the docking station. That's how it goes sometimes when when you're not really for sure about some of these products, and then you order a little bit too much, and even the batteries and all that stuff. So hopefully this doesn't look as great as I would think, but it might work. But this is supposed to run like a hard drive onto a. It's got a special USB-C, but I could switch it to a regular USB-A or something. Power adapter that plugs into this. So, basically, a computer's hard drive. And look at these pins don't even really look like they match up with, and that's all that came in this box. It doesn't look like it matches up with any hard drive. I could really see I could have really returned this, just because it's probably missing. I should have, but it may or may not work. And this was like $15, so it's a really win or lose situation. If you're not paying attention to the connector pins, just so let's just say I took off. This is an Apple lapped hard drive. It's 80 gigabytes. Kind of see there's basically a chassis on this. It probably will connect, but the thing about this is it's got a special ribbon on it and stuff. So it's for like a Mac Air, not 2017 probably. And it's got a special flex ribbon connector instead of the regular plug-in socket and things like that. So that, yeah, maybe it will if I were to take this off and stuff like that. But there might be a program. Maybe it does fit, or maybe. But you kind of see there's two different groups of pins. So I could kind of, factor in that it's the same. Like the pins over here on the right side don't really go that far. It goes up to like right there, I think. Factor in where to look. And there's like a group of 4 pins. So so this plug is supposed to match up with some of the pins, and it goes all the way over here. So let's see where it goes. Right to the edge of that sticker and further. And this plug is supposed to be able to match up. So the 4 pins on the very end aren't going to be connected, and it's probably supposed to have another like another separate, that might be even be the power source and stuff. So it goes to the edge of the speaker, the sticker a little bit, but some of the pins, so I'm supposed to connect, but they only held 64 gigabytes. So after 64, the files, if you're not copying, and if you just move files, something might happen. So what's going to happen? I've got to return these. So I've got the QR code on this other phone, so it powers on and stuff. I'm probably going to. So let's show that again. So I'm probably going to also get another different, because probably going to should be really low to the gum line, and then the main, or the return wire is going to be a little bit higher. So just tracing that. So this is going to basically be connected somehow, maybe by solder or even by the epoxy and things like that, so that